Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Path of Nostalgia. This video we are looking at a very old legend, a person who's lived for a lot of years, more than 70 years, who came from the mid-1940s and inspired a lot of children for a lot of years and still does to this very day. I'm talking about Sooty. Yes, the mute yellow bear puppet. So this particular video is actually going to focus on two, and it's not focusing on the Harry Corbett stuff or the Richard Cattell stuff. It's mainly focusing on the Sooty Show and Sooty and Co, because these are the only two Sooty shows I'm very familiar with. So I'm only going to do these two videos. So first we're going to the Sooty Show. So this is I would say it's still carrying on from where Harry Corbett had left off, and his son Peter, now named Matthew, obviously carried on. He did. So this show is basically like it's still a continuation of what we've seen before, what people have seen before, what kids have and what new kids haven't. So obviously we have like Matthew, we have Sooty and Sweep, and we have Sue as well. But during the point of the series, and sort of like in the later 80s, sort of like in sort of early 90s, sort of in the beginning of the 90s, we get the other character, which is little cousin Scampy, which is sort of interesting because we get into the idea of like Sooty's family very much. Obviously, Sweep's no relation. Sue is just woman very much, or well, basically, I don't know how do you describe Sue? Is she a friend? She's meant to be Sooty's partner very much, but it's never really fully realised very much. I mean, they're sort of like friends very much. She's sort of a tag along. Same as Sweep. However, Sweep's was more funny, more interesting, more funny. Like they're sort of good friends and they mess around and do stuff. You know, they have this childish style. Well, basically, so he is like a child. He is very much, and well, he doesn't like a very muted child. Obviously, causes trouble and sprays people very much, and does the sort of occasional interesting weird stuff. Matthew Corbett himself, I always enjoyed his presentation. Is really fantastic, I think. I mean, Matthew, how do you call him? Peter or Matthew? I'll just call him Matthew for this video now. So Matthew is actually pretty good. I mean, he has this sort of like comic style to him, like this pantomime style to him, which is very good. He expresses this both in the Sooty Show and Sooty and Co as well, and he has energy. He has this sort of like pleasant energy that he brings in, which is good. He's charming as well. Like he has that sort of kindness, like a father figure type kindness as well. Sort of a similar thing where his father did as well back in the day, and he sort of brings that. He has a little twinkle. He has a twinkle in his eye. He does. Like he has that sort of, though he sort of looks a bit angry now and again, like he's like in a fiery mood, like he's actually going to go off on a bit, and it's just pretty interesting, really. And yeah, indeed. So as I mentioned before, it is just a carry on. We introduced to those little cousin Scampy, and we're going to these sort of interesting adventures that we've never really seen before. Like because I'm more familiar with the shows from probably, I would say, from late mid 80s to the early 90s. Very much. I'm not that too familiar with the 70s and early 80s stuff very much. So I'm sort of familiar with stuff like Sooty being Sherlock Holmes, or basically visiting a police dog training centre or something like that, or or basically building a robot, becoming inventors, or the visit of locals and Scampy causes chaos. So how we're going to Sooty Show, of course, was through not through VHS actually. To be honest, I've never owned a VHS of the original Sooty Show from late 80s, early 90s, the Thames video collection releases, not those. No, I actually got a DVD that was released by Thames in the early 2000s. I'm probably sure. my parents got me it, or my dad did. I don't know. I don't know if my mum or my dad got it for me. It's basically episodes that involve water. Some water and man's thing. It's got the cover of someone sweeping like in scuba goals and armbands and stuff. And it focused on the 3 episodes, which was like 3 men in a boat, got tripped to the seaside, and the war skiing episode. I'm so familiar with the 2 episodes. You know, they visit the seaside, which they get lost and go around, and the other one being war skiing, very much. And that was sort of like. It's still familiar. However, it's still familiar and still fun it is. I mean, these came out in the early 90s, I think, probably the early 90s. So that's my sort of recollection with the Soy Show. In between though, well, during the Soy Show run, I can mention now is Learn with Sooty. The sort of educational videos that they released in the from 1983 to 1981. No. Not 83, 89. Why did I say 83? No, it's 89 and about 91. And they focus on like maths. You learn to read and write. You learn with numbers, have phone numbers. Learn the animals from A to Z. How to be safe. Simple science. And yeah. And it was pretty interesting actually, because so I basically came across Learn with Sooty on the Children's Preschool Special Compilation, which was the first one that Sooty and all those other characters appeared on. And it was the start to read section it was, and you know how to read a book and stuff like that. And I found it alright. Then afterwards, well, I don't know how I thought they still carry on with it actually, but it sort of stopped in 91, 92 actually. So let's move on to the other show, which is Sooty & Co, which I'm very familiar with now. So Sooty & Co, obviously a little bit of backstory. In 1992, Thames Division went bust. Well, it all went away. I have no idea how that happened. Matthew Corbett taking the Surrey brand to Granada in Manchester, of all places, why Manchester? And there, they filmed Sooty & Co. To me, it's probably one of my favourites actually, because it's well, when you think of it, when you think of Sooty & Co these days, you think it's like a children's version of Open All Hours in my mind, because it's a sort of like similar store. It's in the middle of a street, very much like similar to where our Crash and Granville actually had their misadventures. Same with Sooty and Company as well, and they basically run the store, try and sell stuff, go on the commercial stuff like involve estate agents. Elastic bands, bubbles, cream buns that explode, and just other stuff go on. You know, it's pretty mad actually, and it did well. And yeah, obviously, and it was obviously the last really thing that Matthew Corbett did. Another thing to mention is actually the voiceover for Sue. Who was it? Brenda Longman. Her name is. She actually appears in this as well, an actual herself, as playing was a Mark Sutton named Mo. And also she becomes a recurring character. We get introduced to the camper van, which was first introduced in the very first episode, moving in 1983. The film stuff in Manchester I thought was really good. And the intro as well. I mean, Matthew Corbett's in the intro as well, which is really good. And the drawn animation is, fantastic. It's itself very fun. You know, it gets in that mood. It's probably the first Sooty related thing I've seen on VHS, I think, because I remember seeing it on Play School Favourites in 1997, and it was the episode Sue's Babies, which is the controversial episode. Yes, Sooty was controversial back in the day. In the mid-90s, of course, the episode featured that Sue was pregnant, or she was trying to pretend to be pregnant, which was an idea that Matthew Corbett's youngest daughter, his daughter went to his bedroom and said that I'm having a baby. She basically stuffed a pillow down a shirt, which some kids tend to do as a funny joke. And he came up with his idea. However, parents were a bit unsure. It's not like a Mary Whitehouse thing or something like that, but it did surprise parents, it did, and gained a little bit of controversy. And this is actually pretty interesting, because it actually appears in a documentary series about the controversial TV moments, and apparently that's actually among that, actually, which is surprising actually. So I've only saw glimpses of it on Political Favourites. Again, not the best VHS at all. Edited as hell. You only get like a bit, sort of like the intro and sort of a bit of the episode, and then gone. However, I did get a VHS in. I got it from Penrith Market, I think I did, which was Sooty and Elastic Tricks. I can remember, and it was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. It was really good. That was really enjoyed it. From '96 it was. Two other things to mention about Sooty. First we have a animated show called Sooty and his was it like Sooty's Adventures, Animated Adventures or something. I've only seen once. I've only seen one episode, which was on Call on Toddlers, something to do with computer chips or something. And the last thing to mention is the audience with Sooty, which is a television special that ITV did, which was like an audience with that had been doing for years. And for this occasion, they brought Matthew Colbert in along, along with celebrities, Jonathan Ross, and they bring their kids along. Because it's a kids show very much, and obviously, I think because like celebrities these days, they think they sort of remember Sooty as well. So they thought we'll bring our kids along, have fun, and they basically get squirted and stuff like that. Celebrities like Jonathan Ross and a few others, get squirted with a war pistol. I thought it was very funny. I remember getting that on a VHS from Morecambe actually. I remember getting it from Morecambe actually. I believe from Woolworths actually in Morecambe itself. I can remember. Pretty good that was. I think I still have it somewhere. Yeah. So anyway, that's me talking about Sooty, a living legend. He's been around for 70 years, surprisingly, and is still doing well, which I'm very pleased. It's in safe hands, and the material itself is, stuff from afterwards, is pretty alright. It's not bad actually. It's still charming. It's still funny. It's still hilarious, cartoonish and hilarious. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next video. Thank you.